today I'm going to be doing a hopefully short little review of a game, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. This is the remake for the 3DS that just came out like 5 days ago. I think it came out on January 11th. So just gonna give a quick look at this. I'm kind of disappointed. They redid Superstar Saga, but they haven't redone Partners in Time. And I feel like they should have done Partners in Time before they did Bowser's Inside Story. I feel like they should have had all three, the originals, redone. Because you can't really, now that they've done this, they can't really redo Dream Team. Dream Team's way too new. Dream Team came out on the 3DS, so you can't really redo it already. But, oh well, this is my favorite of the Mario and Luigi series, so I'm not angry that they re-released it already. I'm just kind of disappointed that they haven't given Partners in Time any love at all. But what am I gonna do? Because I kind of just have to wait like we did with the Majora's Mask 3D. But as for this, Bowser's Inside Story is probably one of my favorite games. Definitely my favorite Mario and Luigi. And this, I just beat it, and I've beaten the original one. I own all of the Mario and Luigi games, so I've beaten the original release just like I beat the original release of Superstar Saga and replayed through Superstar Saga's, remake. So I've beaten Bowser's Inside Story, and I just rebeat it again. And there's really only a couple things that I noticed that they changed, other than graphically. I guess to get that out of the way, this game looks phenomenal. It looked good on the DS. Obviously, the graphical change from Bowser's Inside Story, to the re-release isn't as significant as, say, Superstar Saga's re-release, because Superstar Saga was on the Game Boy Advance, whereas this was on the DS. So Superstar Saga was going from 2 generations back upwards. This was just going from 1. So the graphics aren't, miles better. You're not going from, PS2 to PS4, but they do look better. And because of the better hardware, I guess, there have been added effects to certain things. Like the fire looks livelier. The final bosses, and I can't think of everything that I remember, but I'm going off of what I remember right now. The final boss is it has this ball attack that goes up towards you that looks really cool, and I don't remember it having the effect that it did in that game. So obviously the 3DS is a little better than the DS, obviously, so it does have some effects and slightly better graphics that the DS couldn't have done. There are also, because I don't remember them being in the game, there are also very short added cutscenes, mainly just to show a little more. I guess they really don't add anything, but they're in there. Mainly, as I recall, when you're doing the giant battles, they add a cutscene before and after the fight. The giant battles are relatively the exact same, except Bowser's fire. I'm pretty sure I remember this correctly. In the original, you have to wait for Bowser to charge up, and you have to blow into the microphone on the DS. In the 3DS version, you actually just have to tap. So you never use the mic in this game, which I was kind of disappointed at. It was kind of fun having to blow like you were, Bowser, but I guess they wanted to take that out, make it a little easier, I guess. There's really nothing massively significantly different that I can think of and that I thought of while playing the game that they did. Like, they didn't really change anything that significantly. Most of the change is just graphically and I'm blanking on the word, but most of it's just graphics and how things look, effects. Most of it is just that, and I can't really think of anything that was significantly changed. It's basically the exact same game, which I'm okay with. This wasn't supposed to be, a complete redo. It was just supposed to be a re-release with better graphics, which is what they did with Superstar Saga for the most part. And as far as I'm aware, they didn't really change much. So if they did change anything that I can think of, if they did change anything, it apparently wasn't significant enough for me to think about it. It has been a while since I played the original Bowser's Inside Story, but I remember enough of it to know if there was a massive difference, and there really wasn't. I feel like there was one thing that they changed that I wanted to bring up, but I actually can't think of it right now, so obviously it wasn't that big. The other selling point for it is Bowser Jr.'s Journey, which I honestly haven't played. I didn't really do anything with the minions, the Bowser's minions on Superstar Saga. It just, maybe eventually, but it really wasn't the main reason I bought this. The main reason I bought it was because I wanted to replay Bowser's Inside Story, and this gave me a reason to, because it's slightly different, but not really. And it looks better, and graphics aren't everything, but it always is nice to revisit something that you love with looking better. So, I mean, from what I heard of Bowser's minions, it wasn't bad. So I'd assume Bowser Jr.'s Journey isn't terrible. I just don't really have an interest in playing it. My main interest was just the game. And what I can say about the game is really exactly what I would say for the original game. It's phenomenal. It's Bowser's Inside Story. Such a fun concept. Really, really well done. Fun story. Fawful is amazing, as always. The music is phenomenal. I think they did change the music a little bit, and I could be wrong on that. It just feels like they changed it a little bit. Again, I could be wrong, but it feels like they might have changed it just a smidge. It's not a full-on remix, but it feels like there was I don't know, maybe something added for certain tracks that made it sound just a hair different. Could be wrong, could be right, I don't know. But it's the game that we all know and love, with better graphics. And you can play it on the XL, which means you can get a bigger screen, and I've always found you don't need the XL, but having the XL, I guess, helps appreciate how certain games look. I really think you can get, I really don't think you can appreciate how great Ocarina of Time 3D looks without the XL. Obviously you can play it and enjoy it, but I think in order to really appreciate everything that went into that, the animation and the game and the graphics and everything, the XL really makes it pop. Same for this. I'm sure I could play it on my regular 3DS, no problem, because that's more the size of the original DS. But having the XL just makes everything seem to pop more. And the game looks phenomenal. It sounds phenomenal. It plays phenomenal. It basically plays the exact same. So basically everything that I have to say is about the original, and the original is just phenomenal. It plays amazingly. It has an amazing soundtrack, an amazing concept. The concept is done really, really well. And then for the remake, it's Bowser's Inside Story, but it looks even better. And it's not like they just upped the game. They did redo, like, certain models and stuff. Like, Bowser's model is not the same from the game. I noticed while playing it that Bowser's model looks different. It looks more like the recent, games. And that's fine. He looks great. Mario and Luigi look basically the exact same. A couple models here and there are updated, and everything else is, I don't even know, like, if they went through everything or just upped certain, things and changed certain. I don't know how this all works. I really don't. All I can say is that Bowser looks different than the original game, and the game as a whole just looked great. The character animations look really, really good too. Like, Bowser looks really, really cool. I never paid that close attention to him, like his model, while playing the game, because I was mainly focusing on defending in the fights. But if you take your time and actually just watch Mario and Luigi and Bowser, they all look phenomenal. So that's basically all I can say about this. Is it's Bowser's Inside Story, which was already a phenomenal game with better graphics, and it looks phenomenal. So, and that's not to say the original looked bad. This just looks better as it flies away. So if you wanted to play Bowser's Inside Story and never had the chance, here you go. If you have played Bowser's Inside Story and you love it, here you go. It looks even better, and it's basically the same game that you know and love. If you have played Bowser's Inside Story and it's not your favorite thing ever, probably ignore it, because it's not different enough to warrant anything that you couldn't get from the original. One thing that I did kind of find interesting, which it's so minor, but it's there, is excuse me, is that in the original game there were there was one hidden there was a hidden rank for each character. So Mario and Luigi had hidden, one hidden rank. That you would reach star rank, and then you had to reach a certain level, and you would get the hidden rank, which was, I think, for them, rainbow rank, and for Bowser it was final boss rank. In the original game, they hid this. The only way for you to know, if you didn't already know, was when you beat the game and you see, like, their rank tree. You see that there's an empty slot if you hadn't gotten it. And normally playing the game, you really wouldn't, because in the original game, you needed to reach level 40, which was probably like 8 or 10 levels higher than you were probably going to be by the time you beat the game, because the game's not that hard. So in this, every time you level up, you see the full tree, so you know that there's another rank that you can get even when you get star. And the level requirement is not 40 anymore. You don't have to get to level 40 with all of the characters to get the secret rank for them. For Mario and Luigi, it's 30. You have to get to level 30, and then you get rainbow rank. With Bowser, it's level 32. So you don't have to get to level 40, which cuts back significantly on level grinding, which I thank God, because getting to... I don't know why I'm not a completionist, but whenever I played Bowser's Inside Story, I always needed to get to the final rank. And it took forever when you were trying to do that, because you had to get to level 40. In this, I thank them so much that they lowered the level cap for that, because you know, it's 10 levels lower for Mario and 8 levels lower for Bowser. And Bowser seems to level up faster than the Mario Brothers anyways. So you're probably going to reach the level cap. It's not a cap, but you know, the rank cap pretty naturally. I only had to go level grind Bowser's final level, and I was already halfway there by the end of the game anyways. Like halfway to the level. I was like level 31 and a half. So I only had to go grind like 4 fights, and I did it. So they simplified 1 or 2 things, they upped the graphics, and that's about it. It's Bowser's Inside Story, maybe a little simplified, with better graphics. That's all I can say. So if you loved Bowser's Inside Story, there you go. If you didn't, they didn't really change anything that would make you want to play it if you didn't like it before. So I hope everybody enjoyed. If you did, please let me know. And this video was a lot longer than I thought. I'm trying to get back on a regular, semi-regular schedule. I just have a hard time like motivating myself. Most of the time I'm either job hunting or sleeping. So I'm really trying to get out there and, you know, make more videos, and I'm hoping that in about 8 days, I think, I'll have something that I really want to make videos on, which is Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 Remake is finally coming out, and I'm really hoping to make some videos on that, because I have been waiting for this for so long. I'm so excited for this. And I'm really hoping that if this does well, which I'm sure it will, that they redo Resident Evil 3, because Resident Evil 3 is my favorite classic Resident Evil. So here's hoping, and I'm really hoping that I can get myself to make some videos on that, because I know I'm going to be playing the heck out of it. So I'm hoping I can either drag myself away from that and get my butt out of bed to actually make, you know, videos on that. So here's hoping, and I hope everybody enjoyed this, and I'll see everybody in the next video.